Welcome, everybody, to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper, and I'm here today to talk about some more insights that I've gained over the years as a result of building my new ADHD intervention called cognitive ergonomics from the inside out. Cognitive ergonomics takes an engineering approach to managing ADHD. We use Dr. Russell Barkley's model to define what we're looking for and attention scope as a means to make observations of his definitions so that we can begin to problem solve based off of fact and not feeling. So today I'd like to reveal an insight that has been a result of some of that model. Many of you have lists of things that you need to do. And the lists are all over the place, and you're looking for some type of tool to organize those lists and bring it all together. What might be difficult for you to see and understand, but when you write something down that you need to do, that's really not that difficult of a thing to do, is to say, this is something I need to do. The challenge of ADHD is not making the list, it's actually thinking through what you need to do to execute the list. So I'm going to give you an example. I'd like to get a new TV and mount it onto the wall in my living room. Sounds like a relatively easy task. I could put that on my to-do list, and I have. But here's why I haven't been doing it. In the house that I bought, there's a lot of wallpaper. I was dating an individual, and they wanted to paint my bathroom. I said, that's kind of fine. Well, as they went in, they had to take the wallpaper off. It turns out that there's something they're supposed to do to the wallpaper when they put it up that they didn't, the people who own me didn't do it. And so what happened was when they're taking the wallpaper down, it was stripping down the what's the board between the wall, drywall. And it was making a mess to the point in time it cost a lot of money because I had to have it skim coated. In other words, because it would shred it all up, there had to be a kind of cement put on the outside of like substance before they could paint it. Now, this TV is in a room, and I don't know 100%, but I think it's wallpapered. And so to do it, I need to get electrical outlet because I don't want the wires hanging down. So I got to cut through the drywall in order to run the electricity up there. And then I got to have somebody put drywall back up. And now the problem with it is am I going to have to take all the wallpaper off that wall and have it skim coated? Here's the point. Whenever you have a task, the issue with ADHD is thinking through the particulars of the task. This one thing that looks as simple as hanging the TV on the wall, as I dig into it, it's a hell of a lot more complicated, more time consuming, and a lot of ambiguity in terms of the cost. This is the problem. People with ADHD, they know what they should do. I need to get the TV on the wall. The problem is thinking through the particulars of what they need to do. So what do you do about this? Well, this is where ADHD is an executive function impairment because often you need to externalize it and think through it with somebody to determine what we're doing. So what I want to highlight is that apps, they consolidate your to-do list, but you're not doing the things on your to-do list because of the ambiguity or that the list is a lot more complicated than really what you think it is. And you have to sit down and think through it. That requires a lot of cognitive effort, and it's easier just to go doom scroll. By the way, we've talked about this. Overwhelm is when the cognitive load exceeds your cognitive capacity. In other words, the level of thinking exceeds your ability to think. So your reflexive reaction is to go to overwhelm. Just to freak out and say, I'm overwhelmed, I don't know what you do to solve the problem. But if you sit there and say, I need help thinking through this, that's a methodology, the way to problem solve. So with that, if you're new to our channel, I try to provide insights like this for those that are listening and try to help people begin to understand what works and why, and what's not working and why, kind of like today. If you're an existing subscriber, what are your thoughts? Does this make some sense? Also, we do what we do for you. We certainly like contribution if you hit the thanks button. With all that, we hope you have found this of value. Thanks for watching this edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.